Hello everyone, welcome back to my gaming review. Today we're going to be taking a look at the N64 for 2023. Now, why am I doing a 2023 review of the N64? Well, I feel like 2023 is pretty close now, and I already made my 2022 video on the N64, so I decided to do a 2023 video on the Nintendo 64 console. Now, the N64 is a great, fantastic game console to collect for. I still think in 2023 this console is still definitely worth it. You got multiple 007 games, you got some awesome controllers and gamepads, you have 4 controller ports for your friends to play, and you have just a huge library of games, fantastic games for the N64. You got Mario Kart, Smash Bros, the 007 games, and so on. The N64 is a fantastic game console. It's also very reliable, it's very cool looking, it has these awesome cartridges, it has my 007 game, and it's overall just a fantastic game system. Now, I haven't used my N64 in a little bit, it's been a little while since I've actually used my N64, but I got my N64 a while ago at a game place down the hill down the hill. I don't have a game place up here. I have GameStop, but GameStop doesn't sell the N64. But is the N64 worth it in 2023? I would say yes. The Nintendo 64 is a fantastic game console. And even though the PlayStation 1 outsold the competition, the Sega Saturn and the N64, the N64 has a lot of fans, and it just overall is a fantastic console. If you are new to gaming, or new to retro gaming, the first console you should pick up should be an N64. Skip the Super Nintendo, skip the NES, just go straight for the N64. This is a very powerful, awesome retro game console. There's some pretty fantastic looking games. Some games on N64 look very amazing, very cool looking, and you have like those 3D style graphics, so 64 bits. It's a great, fantastic game console. Now, the PlayStation 1 is also a great console too, but N64 is just this cool looking design, and it just looks like it's just a cool looking console overall. But again, fantastic games, fantastic controllers, and everything else. The controllers are a little bit weird. It took me some time to get used to my N64 controller, but once I got used to it, I just got even better at playing it. But anyway, that's really all I want to say about the N64. Also, there's a bunch of different colors that you can actually buy. This is the plain black one, but you also have the orange N64. You got a green N64. There was, I believe, there was like a Pokemon N64, and so on. So there's a bunch of different colors of the N64. So if you're looking to collect for this console or just have one to play, there's a bunch of different options. There's a bunch of different colors. You got a blue one, there's an orange one, there's like a red one, there's a green N64. The cool thing with the N64 game consoles is that they came in many different colors, many different varieties, and again, there's lots of games to play on these consoles. These are also pretty easy to take apart. I actually took my N64 apart when I first bought the console, and it was easy to clean out. I didn't really take it fully apart, but I did take off the top cover for the console, and I dusted it off and cleaned it out. Also, if you pick up an N64, make sure that if you're looking at eBay or Amazon or whatever, you have this. Now, this is the I believe this is the this is the memory expansion. So make sure that if you buy an N64 in 2023, you actually have an expansion, because this is what makes these games work. So make sure that if you pick up a console like this, make sure you pick up the expansion pack, the memory expansion. Let's look at the design real quick of the N64. In my original 64 video, I looked at the design. So you got your 4 controller ports. You got your awesome Nintendo 64 logo right there. You got your power button, your expansion memory, your reset button. You got some vents right there. Nintendo, your cartridge slot right there. You got some vents on this side, some vents on that side. And then, ooh, don't drop it, don't drop it, don't drop it. Look at the back of it. You got, this is where your power supply goes, and then this is your AV composite, because this is not due HDMI. This is a AV composite game console. I do believe that there's a modification out there where you can actually get HD for your N64, especially for the future if you want HD N64 games. But anyway, but that stuff being said, this is definitely a game console worth picking up. This is a good console for collectors. It's a good console for new gamers or just people in general that want to experience the N64. If you never have had an N64, pick one up. Plus, unlike the PS5, you can actually find an N64 and at cheap prices. I got my N64 for about $150 at a game place. This game costed $25.99, as it says right there. So again, these are very affordable compared to a PlayStation 5 that it's very hard to find anyway, plus PS5 is expensive. So yeah, if you are looking into getting a retro game console, get an N64. If you're looking to just collect, get an N64. These are perfect game consoles to make a collection out of. These are perfect game consoles to play, even if it is in the modern gaming era. There was some fantastic games for everybody on this game console. You got fighting games, racing games, shooting games like 007, and so on. Now this is my favorite game, 007 The World Is Not Enough. It's the only game I own for my N64. This is the reason why I got an N64. But I do want to get Smash Bros. And Mario Kart. Also, the N64 has Mario Party. Again, this thing has the most fantastic games, and I believe it has, what's that game called? I think it's Mario 64, yes. Also has Mario 64. So yes, this console just has the most amazing games. It's good to collect for, and if you can find one on eBay or at a pawn shop or something, just pick one up. Doesn't really matter if you grew up with one or not, just get into the N64. It's a great game console. It's an amazing game console. And another thing about the N64 game consoles that I really like is how well built they are. Nintendo really did a good job with the N64. They do a good job with most of their retro consoles like the Game Boy, Super Nintendo, the GameCube. A lot of these old Nintendo consoles are just really well made. And this N64 is very well built. It's, if you actually take this apart, there's a whole bunch of like metal pieces, and there's a lot that actually goes into the N64. Nintendo put their heart into this console. It's well made, well built. If you buy one, you'll have it for decades of fun, decades of enjoyment of these great Nintendo games. And, I haven't used mine a lot. I did play it every once in a while because, I have a PlayStation 4, obviously. I have, like, these newer consoles that I play, these more modern consoles. But every now and then I'll pull out my N64 and play 007 on it. And I have a blast with it. But anyway, I think I've said everything I wanted to say about the Nintendo 64, the N64 game console. This is a very good Nintendo console to pick up. If you're looking for Nintendo game systems, if you're looking for a Nintendo system that will last you a long time, if you're looking for a retro Nintendo game console, pick up an N64. These are, fairly cheap. The games are not too bad, and it's just it's cool looking. It looks nice, and even if you're just a collector, or you don't play games, it's a nice collectible piece in your collection where you can just show people like, hey, I have an N64 on my shelf. Very cool looking. Anyway, I'm gonna end this video. Tell me in the comments below what you think about the Nintendo 64. Do you have one, or will you buy one eventually in 2023, the year coming up soon? Or will you get one in 2022, which is this year? But I just want to do a 2023 video because that's the next year. That's coming up rather quickly because time just flies on by. Tell me if you have an N64, what's your favorite N64 games if you do have one, and if you have actually experienced the Nintendo 64 before. But anyway, I'm going to end this video, so hope everyone enjoyed this video, and I hope that you give this console a thumbs up if you like it. And if you've never played an N64, tell me if you want to get one because of this video, because again, this is a fantastic game console. You should pick this up, okay? You should play one. These are awesome and will blow your mind. It might not be an Xbox or PlayStation 5 or a Nintendo Switch, but it is a N64. Great games, great looking console. Buy one. Buy one immediately. If you have enough money for one, which they're pretty cheap and fairly priced, pick one up. Pick one up for the future. Anyway, I'm gonna end this now. I keep on saying I'm gonna end this. I just love talking about the N64. But anyway, goodbye everyone. And the N64 says goodbye.